I'm having a banana, which is 100 calories. I'm having a glass of almond milk with 2 teaspoons of sugar, and that's 70 calories. Oh, the almond milk is unsweetened. So like unsweetened almond milk, which tastes absolutely nasty by itself, is 40 calories. And a lot of times I drink it with like those artificial sweeteners that are so bad for you. So right now I have brown sugar in it, but when I'm home I usually eat artificial sweeteners, but that may change, I don't know. And then egg whites, liquid egg whites, I've already halfway finished it, but that was 3 liquid egg whites, so that was 75 calories. So all in all, I don't even know how many calories this is, but this is obviously less than 300, and most of my meals I try to stay under 300, and then my snacks I try to stay under 100. So basically that's how I lay out my plan. How do you eat like that without going crazy? I can't believe you kept up with that for, I think it's been like 3 months now or something, maybe 4. She's like, I can't see how you've done it for more than a week. And the thing is, yes, it can drive you crazy, but it doesn't have to. After a while, like, I don't know why, but now when I look at foods, I think calories. I don't know why, especially if it's foods inside my house, I think calories. Because most of the things that I eat the same things every day. And that's not because I'm on a diet, that's just a normal thing. The average American eats the same 30 foods every week. And after a while, once you realize how many calories are in everything you eat, like, it becomes normal to you. It becomes like, oh, almond milk, 40 calories. Banana, 100 calories. Egg whites, 25 calories per 3 tablespoons. You just see it and you know. So that's how it gets a little easier. It gets easier as time progresses. Obviously, if you go out to eat and stuff like that, that makes your life so much crazier. And I have no desire to go out to eat now because I have no desire to go home and be like, how many calories are in the things that I ate. I don't want to do it. So I usually just buy things and calculate the calories that way because it's so much easier in the privacy of your own home. And I don't want to be that annoying diet girl who's like, what's the nutritional value? Like, the person's gonna look at me crazy. So anyway, first things first, you have to figure out how many calories you're supposed to eat a day. And there are so many websites out there, there's so many calorie counters out there that can help you out and tell you exactly how many calories you can eat late a day based on your lifestyle. So if you don't work out at all, if you work out a lot, you know, vary. I have my 1200 mark comes from like the sedimentary, like I don't work out at all, but that's just because, you know, I want to eat as little as possible so that I still like lose weight, because sometimes I'm sedimentary and a lot of times I work out, so it's like iffy. But once you figure out that number, you also need to figure out your BMR, because your BMR basically is your basic metabolic rate, and at the lowest end of the spectrum it tells you how many calories you can eat without going to starvation mode, and then maximum, so it kind of gives you a range. Once you get your calorie count, what I do is I divide it up into meals. So I basically think, okay, if I eat 300 calorie meals, it'd be 369, and then I could have snack, which would be 10, 11, 12. So I eat 3 100 calorie snacks, 300 calorie meals. That gives me 1200, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that gives me 1200. So that's basically how I divide everything up. I usually don't eat like that. Sometimes I eat more here, and then I think, oh, well, I have to subtract it from there. But I realize now that after you start doing it and you start calorie counting and stuff like that, you kind of eat less than what you aim to eat. At least for me, I've been eating a lot less, and it's not even because I'm trying to diet or whatever. It's just because I don't feel like going into the kitchen and making another 100 calorie meal. Like, I just don't feel like it. So yeah, not going crazy. It's very simple. There are so many online websites that you can go to. I have an Android. This is a My Touch. And, you know, if you have an iPhone or whatever, there's so many apps you can download that could be like MyFitnessPal. That's what I use to track my food. And, you know, you put the information in on MyFitnessPal. They do everything for you. It's like ridiculous. But even if you don't have something like that, just keep it calculated in your head. When I was doing it without MyFitnessPal, I was just thinking, okay, I'm having a meal right now. It needs to stay at 300 calories. How do I make that happen? Just think about it one meal at a time. And if you break it into like meals like I did, it becomes a lot easier to count. And I think that's why people are just like, well, I don't know how to, like, I don't want to spend all day thinking, counting up to 1,200 or counting up to 1,500. It's not that difficult. Break it down into meals, break it down into snacks, and then just kind of have your little checklist in your brain, or actually don't do it in your brain. Write it down on a piece of paper and do it on the piece of paper, and just think, okay, I just had a 300 calorie meal, blah, 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 blah. And just write it down in a notebook, put it in your phone, put it somewhere. I know that there are some people out there who like to take pictures of their food and then take a text message to themselves. I mean, that works too, or text message to your email. You know, find a way that tracks that's good for you. I know I used to have like a little notebook that I used to carry around with me, and that did not work. I was not taking out my notebook every time I made a meal. But I know there are people out there who take pictures of their meal and then bam, it's like, okay, this is what I'm really eating. And the MyFitnessPal app on Android is like perfect for me. I love it. I don't track every single day, but for the majority, like, it's a really good app for that. And I think I'm going to do a separate review on the app because I love it so much. So yeah, I just wanted to do this video on how to calorie count without going crazy, because a lot of people think it's more complicated than what it is. And after a while, everything just becomes routine to you. Like, you can't look at food without thinking about the calories anymore. I don't know why. I don't know if that's like a prelude to an eating disorder or something, but from now on, every time I look at a food, I think, I wonder how many calories is in that. I'm curious. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say about calorie counting and stuff like that. This video is really long, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.